What's up, grinders? Welcome back to the channel. Recently I've dropped a few videos in which I've spoken about Anki, and you guys have demanded me to give you a tutorial on how to use Anki. Now normally I wouldn't do this type of thing because that's not the type of stuff. I'm not a tutorial channel, but if you guys want that, then fine, that's what I'm going to give to you. So I'm going to teach you boys how to use Anki the Evildea way to help you acquire a language, but also to help you with programming, and then possibly any other random thing out there you want to memorize. Anki's pretty simple, realistically. You can go to Google, download it, it's a piece of software, you can get it for pretty much anything out there, iOS, Android computer, and you can even sync it between devices, which is just an absolute fantastic feature. Now, Anki basically works with these things called decks. So you're going to create a deck, and we're going to create some decks for a language. Now, when you want to learn a language, there's mainly 3 skill sets you need to focus in on. So that is the ability to read, the ability to hear and understand, not just hear, but also understand, that's kind of crucial, and the ability to produce, okay? So we want to focus on those 3 areas. Now, the way I like to order this is I focus on reading first. So I'm going to create a Chinese deck. I'm going to number it number 1 so it appears at the top, and I'm going to call it reading. Then I'm going to create a deck. I'm going to call this one Chinese, and this one is going to be for listening, okay? And finally, we're going to create number 3, Chinese, and this one's going to be for production, or let's just say speaking, to keep things simple. You got your 3 decks. Let's start creating. Let's go find something. I've opened up this video from another YouTuber, Chocolate Chinese Gaming, absolutely fantastic channel, and I'm going to watch some of his content, and I'm going to keep watching until I find a word that trips me up, okay? And then we're going to learn that word. Now, this may be a word that I passively recognize, but I have not yet got the ability to utilize fully or understand fully, or a word that I've just never seen before. I guess we're about to find out.
才能够打败这个老母亲。我们看一下我们的背包手枪。
Okay. So that's the word there. But it's actually pronounced here as 宝藏. So it's a precious mineral or a deposit. Let's learn this word. By the way, if you didn't realize, I was looking down at my phone. I literally have a dictionary open right now. I'm just in Google Translate just so I can literally type out that word because I don't have a keyboard installed on this computer. There it is. It means treasure or precious minerals or deposits. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to add it into the reading. Now, reading, the purpose of a reading deck is, so I'm just going to go precious, deposit, treasure. Now, the purpose of a reading deck is to basically automate the process of reading and also to help you uncover the various meanings of this word. Now, I'm assuming this one doesn't have too many meanings, although it seems to have something between precious, deposit, and treasure and meaning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Gemini, and this part here will only work if you're learning a massive language. If you're learning a minority language, you're going to have to resort to dictionary entries, websites that have, sentences from native speakers. But for Chinese, this works perfectly fine. Give me 10 simple examples of 宝藏. So it says it means treasure or precious deposits, which matches up with both Google Translate and then also my dictionary over here. Common and modern everyday Chinese to describe a hidden gem. Okay, so it's not necessarily treasure as in like a treasure box, but more so a gem, which makes sense from the contents of the character. We've got some sentences right here, different ones where both colloquial and then, hidden meaning. So 传说这里, what is that? 里这宝藏. Oh no, it's 埋这宝藏. Now, you notice here, I actually tripped up on this word right here, which means buried. I haven't automated this word. I'm not going to use this sentence. I only use sentences where I know absolutely every word for sure, except for my target word. And here we go. So we've got 孩子们在沙滩上寻找宝藏. So as you saw, I could read that quite easily. So now I'm going to put it in here. Now, this is the front of the card, okay? This is the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 6 sentences on the front, and I'm going to try and grab 6 sentences that shows it in its myriad of different contexts, so I can kind of get a very holistic understanding of the word. So we've got 这座山里有丰富的矿产宝藏. So let's add that one in there as well, because it's got all the words that I know. 他真的是一个宝藏男孩. Okay, so it means treasure boy. So it's got like a kind of symbolic meaning, both actual gems or treasure, and then also used to describe someone. 我发现了一家宝藏小店. Ooh, I found like a treasured shop, a hidden gem of a shop. Okay, now I'm getting a pretty holistic view of what this means, okay? We're up to 4 so far. This one's pretty easy, but you know, some words, they can be really complex. So 这部电影是一部宝藏片. Okay, so you know, this movie here is it's kind of like a treasure of theirs. 这款 APP 太好用了。真是个宝藏软件. I'm going to grab that, put that in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I've pretty much covered off all the meanings. I might put one in there just for, you know, the sake of it, but I don't really need any more. I think, you know, for this word, because it's so simple, it has literally just one realistic meaning. That's more than enough. It's probably a little bit too much. But we go hit add. I'm not going to add any tags or anything. You guys can. Just go boom. Add, oh, sorry, so the type of card we want is a basic card, okay? Make sure you do that, a basic. So we go add, and now in that deck, in the reading deck, when I go study, what do I see? I see, you know, a bunch of sentences with one word that I'm learning. And now I practice reading. And by practicing reading with that one word, it helps me cement the meanings of that word, as well as improve my fluency of reading. Now, obviously, this is going to take me 30 seconds to read. So you don't want to be adding too many reading cards per day. If you add too many, you might be reading for like 40 minutes straight through cards, which can be exhausting, but it's also great for like improving your fluency. Now, I'm not trying to pretend like I'm the best Chinese speaker in the world. I've only been, you know, focusing on Chinese for a while now, but I know this works because I've done this with other languages. Now, obviously, if you're doing this with Spanish or something, which is pretty phonetic, you probably don't even need this deck. This is more so for languages where the script can be difficult. Now, we can read that word. Can we hear it? So what I'm going to do now is this is a listening deck. We're going to practice trying to hear this. So on the back of the deck, we're going to have the sentence. No translations, no pinyin, nothing. Because at this point, by the time we're listening, I'm assuming I can actually read it. Okay, so I want to listen to it now. Normally what I would do is I'd go to this website right here, naturalreaders.com/online. This is just amazing for the amount of languages it covers. It's all AI text-to-speech for massive languages such as Chinese, 99.999% accuracy, no issues at all. And when it does go off, you kind of recognize it. So now what I would do is I would generate and record that. But because I'm already recording literally this video, I can't do that. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to record myself reading it. The reason I would use the actual AI as opposed to using my own voice to record is so that I get the actual flow of the sounds of the language. Now, if you're learning a small language, you got to be careful, obviously, because the AI can be pretty bad. And in that case, you're going to just have to find audio sources from somewhere. Maybe you can clip it directly from the video or something like that. So here, I'm just going to practice this. I'm going to say it so I can hear it. Okay. 孩子们在沙滩上寻找宝藏。孩子们在沙滩上寻找宝藏. Okay, go add. And now when I go to hit, 孩子们在沙滩上寻找宝藏. Okay, now what I'm trying to do is understand the sentence in its full context. So I've just heard that, but obviously I just created it. But assume this is a day later. I'm like, okay, that meant... obviously there was kids on the beach and they were looking for something. What was it? Oh, it was treasure. It was treasure. Now, in that case, I would mark that as a hard. But if I was like this, the kids are on the beach and they're looking for treasure. Okay, that's good. But if I was just like, I didn't even need to say it, I just instantly visualized it, that's going into easy range. And then, of course, if you don't know it, you go again. Now, speaking is the important one that you got to be careful of, okay? With speaking, you do not want to be using AI sentences, because AI sentences can be linguistically correct, but not how people talk. And it's perfectly fine to read AI sentences. It's not going to affect you in a massive way. It's perfectly fine to hear them. But when you try to speak, you want to be speaking sentences that an actual native 100% would say. So I'm going to go back to that video and I'm going to find the sentence.
东西先装一下。这个手枪，这个照片放回去。
Okay, so that was it. So he was literally talking about a gem there. So I'm just going to grab this and I'm going to go listen to what he said again. So
手枪
Of course, you could download the subtitles and do this more efficiently. I'm just doing everything in a very, very obvious way for you guys.
嗯
So he goes, 这个宝藏.
照片放回去
Okay, and then it was very quick then.
照片
Okay, 放回去. The 照片 was what he like, that's a picture, but the back end we want is 放回去, to put away. So, 放回去. Okay, there we go. Put this treasure back, so he's putting it back in the bag. Cool. Now for the production, we're going to go here. Now, what we want to do is we want to use a card type that's called close. We're going to select that, and this is only for the speaking deck, and we're going to mark that there. Now, that's going to hide that part, but we want to give ourselves a hint, and we're going to say treasure, gem. Okay, and that's it. Add. Now, when we practice this one, we go study now. Notice it gives us a hint. It's like 这个 treasure gem 放回去. So what is it? What goes in here, Evildea? Do you remember? And the whole point here is I need to be able to fill in the blank. And by being able to fill in the blank, I'm starting to create like a map in my mind between these words. And then I'm going to speak it out loud as well. So I'd be like, okay, 这个宝藏放回去. Let's go check. Yes, I got it right. Now, normally on the back, again, I'm recording my own audio. I would actually put an AI recording of that or clip his audio and put it there if I wasn't quite sure about how the flow of the sentence should sound. So let's just assume that I've recorded his audio, but for now, I'm just going to use my own voice. I'll go, 这个宝藏放回去. 这个宝藏放回去. Okay, 这个宝藏放回去. Now, when you flip the card, so if I just go back, I read it, I try to fill in the blank. So, 这个宝藏放回去. 这个宝藏放回去. Okay, and now I've heard it, and assuming that this is the AI, I'm going to now chorus or shadow this. So I'll be like, 这个宝藏放回去. 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 And I'll try to match my voice as closely as the one I'm talking with right now. And this is weird because I'm doing this to my own voice, but normally I would do this with like an AI generated voice or his actual voice. And that's it. That's the three main areas you can practice. Now, obviously, if you want to do one or all of them, it's totally up to you guys. But now I want to show you something else. C++ programming. Okay, so now let's say you want to practice programming, because a bunch of you guys asked me about this as well. For programming, you can use closed decks or basic decks, but I'm going to use closed. Now here's some code I wrote earlier, and now I want to memorize this function. Let's just assume that, you know, it doesn't give me this whole pop-up, you know, fill in the blank type of thing. Let's just assume I want to memorize this particular function call. So what I can do is I can mark that as a close. This one does not need a hint. However, I want to make a close that I can type in because we want to practice typing. We want to automate your fingers, yeah? So that means we need to create a new close type. So what we're going to do is go manage. We're going to go select close, add. We're going to go close. We're going to clone the close. I'm going to call this, I don't know, programming. Boom, we've got a new type here, choose. So the programming type, but we need to be able to actually set this up to reflect this so we can actually type in it. So let me just find, okay, so to do that, what you got to do is you just got to open up your Anki. You go to your browse. You go to your manage note types, programming, then you go cards. On the front, you want to have close, then your text, and then you want the actual field where you can type. Okay, so here we go. You've got the card there. It's got the field there. Now it's like, okay, tell us what you need to put in there. And the whole idea is I'm seeing the function parameters on the right and the return type on the left. So, well, I need to fill in the middle, yeah? So it'd be like get std handle. So I should be able to figure out what function call I want just based on the context of the code around it. And there you go. It's like, oh, okay, I got it. Good. Now, obviously with coding, if you even make one tiny mistake, you want to do again. Now that is for a function call. Obviously there's many other different types. Like for Unreal, you might have just a straight up macro where you'd be like, okay, declare multicast delegate, and then you might have something in here. And then for this, because you can't get context just from that alone, you might add some extra information that would be like create a delegate that can be assigned to, you know, something like that. And then if I just go, got that one right. Okay, so here I've given myself a little bit of a hint. And I just need to put it in. I'll be like, okay, declare underscore multicast underscore delegate. And I'll be like, oh yeah, cool, I got it. Woo, I'm amazing, you know? That's pretty much how you would do it. Now, you could use Anki for pretty much anything. I've used it in the past to memorize people's faces when I first joined a team because I have face blindness. In a way, it takes me a long time to associate names of faces. Actually, I don't know if that's the correct term, but like, I recognize faces forever. I just can't associate names with them. So I literally had, like, I'll download my team's faces, put it in Anki, practice it for a bit, and then that just helps me memorize their names to faces. I've used it for mathematics before. I've used it for just abstract concepts. I've used it for like literally remembering dates that are important, such as the wife's birthday. All sorts of random stuff, okay? So you can use Anki for pretty much anything, and how you use it is, it's really up to you. Now, there's gonna be tons of videos out there that go into the details of, you know, the add-ons that you can get for Anki. I don't bother with any of that stuff. I'm pretty old school. I just like this. But there is a few little things you might want to affect. So if you hit the little gear over here and you go options, you see new cards a day. Change that to how many new cards you want to be introduced to a day. Depending on the size of the card for the reading cards, don't go many. But, you know, somewhere between, let's say, 6 to 15, 20 tops, okay? And then if this is too small, it will tell you. There's a few other things you can play around in here with. I barely ever touch them. The only other thing you might care about is the stats, where you see how well you're doing, what days you've covered off on, and then obviously just syncing. Everything else is just a nicety, and you guys can go search it when you need it. Anyway, I hope this video helps you all learn how to use Anki to learn languages, and I'll see you all in the next video. And if you're not there, your face is going in my def list. Or should I say, def deck.